The man stuffed the refueling gun into his mouth. In a gun, turbid liquid emerged from the piers. But this is water, not gasoline, because in the future world, water resources are already scarce to the point where they are even more expensive than oil. If you want to drink water, you have to go to the filling station. As the water meter bounces back and forth, people's pockets have lost more than half of their money. What if you don't have the money to buy it? Poor people will choose to buy alcohol, drinking poison to quench thirst. Lao Wang and his son Little Beauty, Little Shuai live together, although they live in a villa. There is also a large area of land. But because there is no water source for irrigation, I can't come up with a reason for it either. They are also poor and jingle as a result. Xiaomei looks at the hamburger promotional ad in her hand. The longing in my eyes is hard to control myself. But Xiaosai took away the paper. This is the daily meal for the whole family. After finishing the meal, because there is no water, Xia Shuai can only use sand to clean the tableware. To make a living, father and son travel mountains and rivers every day, send supplies to workers at nearby construction sites. This donkey is the good guy they rely on for survival. This day, Lao Wang went to find the foreman again. I hope they can grind the drinking water project they are developing towards their own homes, but it's not good for the contractor. Lao Wang was politely rejected again. Misfortune never comes singly. On the way back, Little Donkey due to long-term water shortage, physical exhaustion, falling on the road. There's no village in front of here. Donkeys who can't come back to the store. It seems like we can't live anymore. Lao Wang wanted to make him suffer less. I had to personally shoot him away, in order to continue delivering the goods. The father and son arrived at the town fair. They have a crush on a second-hand mechanical donkey, but I want to take them. Still need to win in the auction. Coincidentally, unfortunately, Xiaosua's boyfriend Honma also fell in love with the mechanical donkey. But in the competition, the mechanical donkey was still photographed by Lao Wang on its way back. Lao Wang saw a couple holding a baby begging for water to drink. They are the neighbor's children that Lao Wang watched grow up. Lao Wang advised the man to find a serious job. I still gave some water on one side. Just arrived home not long after. Huang Mao found the door again. The purpose is to target the robot that Lao Wang just took down, although Huang Mao is Xiaosua's boyfriend. But after all, the heart of defense is indispensable. Besides, Huang Mao still needs to borrow the guy who eats. Lao Wang refused the other party's request, but who would have thought it wouldn't take a few days? Lao Wang discovered that the door lock of the warehouse had been tampered with. Sure enough, the mechanical donkey has been stolen. Lao Wang immediately associated himself with Huang Mao. He found Huang Mao's father. Through conversation, it was learned that Huang Mao went to the construction site to deliver goods early in the morning. It seems that the direction of the mechanical donkey has been firmly established. Lao Wang, come up on his back and help him. I rushed to the construction site. Women walk with difficulty. There is a lead connected to the back. After hugging the child, he removed the link, sitting weakly in a wheelchair. In the future world, people will rely on this method to make paralyzed people stand up, but the cost of the equipment is high. To raise money for his wife, Lao Wang travels mountains and rivers with a mechanical donkey every day to do business. But that morning when I woke up, they found out that the mechanical donkey had been stolen. Lao Wang knew that Huang Mao has stolen it, but he hasn't caught Huang Mao yet. Turning around but being knocked unconscious by someone, wait for Lao Wang to wake up again. Only then did I realize that. It turned out that several workers from the construction site attacked him. They told Lao Wang all the materials on the construction site had been stolen, except for Lao Wang, who has a mechanical donkey. No one can do such a thing. Lao Wang quickly explained, my donkey was stolen. But the contractor doesn't believe it. The two quickly formed a group. Fortunately, Lao Wang is not a vegetarian either. Take the dagger from the foreman, raise the gun again. That's how I got away from it. Lao Wang knew that Huang Mao was smuggling goods to resell them. Sure enough, found Huang Mao sleeping soundly on the necessary path. Seeing the muzzle pointing towards the forehead, Huang Mao had to surrender and be captured. Old Wang, who recaptured the mechanical donkey, led Yellow Hair. He wants to bring the real culprit back, prove one's innocence. But the journey is too far. Both of them have some physical exhaustion. Huang Mao advised Lao Wang to stop and rest. Drink some water. Lao Wang knows that holding on to death is not a solution. I had to nod and agree. He kindly untied Huang Mao. Unexpectedly, Huang Mao directly paid tribute to the farmer and the snake, and a stone stunned Lao Wang. Then take the spirits from the shipment, pour fiercely into the mouth of the old king. Now Lao Wang's dehydration is even more severe. When the two of Lao Wang's children received the news, Lao Wang has become a corpse. Huang Mao blamed Lao Wang's death on the robot. The son Xiaomei, who knows the truth, is deeply saddened, greeting the donkey with a hammer. After the death of Lao Wang, Huang Mao also successfully married his daughter Xiaosui, and replaced Lao Wang as the male owner of this family. Looking at the land left by Lao Wang, Huang Mao thought of the crooked point. He came to the construction site and found the contractor. Before taking it out, the dagger that Lao Wang snatched from the foreman, threatened the other party to turn the water source project towards their home, and watch Lao Wang die. But there needs to be some explanation, because the night before Lao Wang passed away, the foreman happened to have a conflict with Lao Wang. not to mention the physical evidence. The contractor has seen the situation. I had to nod and agree. Soon, the vast land left by Lao Wang has been irrigated by water sources. Under the diligent cultivation of Huang Mao and Xiaomei, crops are beginning to grow in the land. Looking at the endless wheat fields, Huang Mao believes that all efforts are worth it. But it wasn't long before that the people from the bank came to visit. To protect the warehouse, the man shot and killed 2 thieves. Open the door and take a look. It's just a well inside. Original. Future world water scarcity. Water source has become the most important material. Even if Lao Wan has a large area of land without water, I can't grow anything either. But Huang Mao has some crooked ideas. After he plotted against Lao Wan, inherited his land, and then he married his daughter Xiaosui, by using improper means to bring the drinking water project here again, watching the land finally grow crops. Huang Mao feels that a bright future lies ahead, but at this moment, the bank found the door. Original. Lao Wan had already mortgaged his land to the bank before his death. Now before the land grows wheat, they came to retrieve it. Redemption of land for the sake of money. He hit the abacus on his friend again. He told Xiaomei and Xiaosui to sell the mechanical donkey to raise money. Actually, they scammed their friend's children and sold them to human traffickers. Unexpectedly, the other party killed people and stole goods, and Huang Mai's timely response narrowly escaped a disaster. But he forgot the mechanical donkey that landed in place. After being shot in a mechanical donkey, the automatic factory return repair program has been initiated. Looking at the famous manufacturer on the mechanical donkey, I contacted Xiaomei based on the number. Xiaomei comes to the machinery factory. Serendipity that the mechanical donkey has laser photography function. In the video, Xiaomei once again saw her father's familiar face. Xiaomei showed a smile of memories, but the next scene shocked him immensely. The truth about Huang Mai's murder of Lao Wan make him both surprised and angry. Turns out my brother-in-law is such a promiscuous person. No wonder my father has always been on guard against him. Xiaomei returns home. He decided to launch revenge on Huang Mao alone. Xiaomei pretended to be a yellow-haired friend and wrote him a letter, claiming to have survived the gunfight. But now it's difficult to sustain. Ask Huang Mao to bring some supplies to the mountain to rescue him. Huang Mao wants to strangle dangerous seeds in his cradle. Go up the mountain to find friends, but accidentally stepped on Xiaomei. Preset traps. Yellow hair with a broken right leg shouted out his friend's name. But what appears is Xiaomei. Huang Mao thought he saw a savior, but Xiaomei remained indifferent. Watching Xiaomei's movements, Huang Mao knows that the bad things he has done have been exposed. But he can only plead with Xiaomei to spare his life. But the revenge of killing one's father, to be irreconcilable, they all say that if you want to miss someone they won't know, unless you do it yourself. Huang Mao naively thought that if no one noticed he wouldn't get retribution, but his greed ultimately harmed him. Down-to-earth struggle is the true path to